What's up guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to fit a brand new steering wheel onto your BMW. I purchased this M Sport wheel off eBay and I'm going to give you a full step-by-step guide on how to change it yourself. Okay, so before you start taking off the old steering wheel, you need to make sure to disconnect the battery in the boot because the airbag relies on an electrical current in order to activate, and the last thing you want when changing your steering wheel is to get an airbag exploding in your face. Okay, so we're going to start by removing the plastic trim on the steering column here. So make sure that your wheel is fully released and the lever is down and you've pulled it out as much as you can. And you can just try to get your fingernails into this bit of plastic trim where there's a gap, and then just give it a strong pull. So the two should just come apart. It does take a bit of force, but I finally managed to pop it off. So then the top has come off. We just need to get the bottom one down as well. There we go. All right, just leave that bottom bit hanging at the bottom like this, and then the top bit should just also sit loosely there. Now that we've taken off the steering column plastic covers, we'll be able to access the spring clips that are sitting behind the steering wheel in order to allow us to remove the airbag. So once you've released the steering column trim, you'll need to go behind the steering wheel column, and then you're going to see this little gap here, and then there is the spring mechanism, and all you'll need to do is to just release the metal latch that's holding the airbag in place. Okay, so to release the clips, get a thin flathead screwdriver and then just sort of wedge it in there and push the clip out of the way. So I managed to get this side of the airbag off. So I've released the clip and just pulled this bit out. So now we just need to do the same thing on the other side. There we go, and the airbag's out. Right, once you pull the airbag out, you will see that there are two cables, which are so one cable, which is this yellow one here, which is holding the airbag in place, and then there's another cable which is connecting the steering wheel. So we need to remove both of those before we can remove the wheel. So on the actual airbag cable, there's like a little tab that you can press down with a screwdriver or something on top, and then it just literally slides out as soon as you press it down. Then there's this other cable connecting this airbag here. Okay. So as you can see, there were two connections that we had to disconnect. So this yellow one and then the white cable, they both came out. And now the airbag is removed and we can proceed to remove the actual steering wheel. So inside the steering wheel, you will find a 16mm bolt. So I've got this 16mm socket here, which you're just gonna put on and then get a wrench and unscrew it. And support the wheel with your legs so that it doesn't move when you're unscrewing. Now this wheel is off, so the bolt is unscrewed, and then we can just finish removing it like this. There we go. So now the wheel connection is also out. I don't know if you can see this little black cable here, but that's also removed. And then just unscrew this bolt, and then we can take off the old steering wheel. They all have a mark sort of etched into the center. This mark will show you where it needs to align with the mark on the steering column. So if yours doesn't have it, just draw a line to make sure that you know where the alignment is if you are going to be fitting this wheel back. So this is the line on the steering wheel column that's sort of etched at the bottom here, and you'll use this in order to align the new steering wheel. So on my new M Sport steering wheel, the airbag mechanism is much easier. You will see these two holes on both sides of the wheel, these ones here. So all you need to do is just to get like an Allen key or something like that, and then just guide it into that gap, and then you'll feel a spring that's pushed. There we go. And then once that spring is pushed, this literally just pops out. Okay, so same on this side. You just insert the Allen key into there. Should push the release mechanism, and then the airbag comes out like this. So before you fit your new steering wheel, make sure that you have the correct airbag. So this is a single stage airbag, which has only one connection, like the previous one. So on dual stage airbags, which is the American system, they have two cables here. So you'll see two attachments, not just the one in the center. And the importance of getting the right one is that number one, it won't work if it's the incorrect airbag, and number two is that it will give you a permanent error code, which will need to be cleared with a specialist device. So once you have your steering wheel, you need to align this. You can see that there's this central sort of etched marker, which shows you where the center of the wheel should be, and you just need to align it with the center, with the etched mark on the on the steering column, and you can see that they're now perfectly aligned and the wheel just comes on nicely. So once your wheel is on, put the bolt into the center and then just start screwing it on as with the same 16mm socket that we used earlier, but this will need to be torqued to 62.5 Newton meters. So make sure you have a torque wrench, as you want to ensure that it's the right torque. So set your torque wrench to 62.5 Newton meters, attach it to the bolt, and then tighten it to the required spec. So once again, use your knees to support the wheel so that it doesn't move while you're tightening. There we go. So once the wheel is on, you have the new connection for the new wheel. So just insert it into the same place as the original wire, which is just in this upper slot here. We can just click it in place. There we are. So then get your new airbag. So this one only has the yellow wire, so we only need to do one connection. And then we put it into the original slot, which is this slot here. So once you've connected that yellow cable, all you need to do then is to just slide the airbag into place and just give it a nice push until it clicks in, and there we go. The new wheel and airbag are fitted, so all that's left to do is to just put back this trim. Okay, so the bottom one's on. I just need to click this top one into place. There we are. Okay, the new wheel is on. I can tell you it feels much nicer than my old one. So now the final test is to start the car up and pray that it doesn't throw any fault codes. So fingers crossed. Okay guys, so I've just connected the battery to the car. Now we pray and hope and pray that it's all good and there's no codes and it's all good. Right, so I'm just going to turn the camera around. Okay, so you can see. Okay guys, hold your breaths. This is it. Okay, there is I'm not liking the look of that triangle. Don't know what that's about. Where's that error? I think it might be because the date and time isn't set. Alright, let's just set the date and time. Okay, please. Okay, yeah, I think to be fair, I do think it is because of the date and time not being set. It does usually give me this error code, well, triangle Set the time. Don't know what's the time now. I'm just going to set something for now. Okay, yeah, cool. It's disappeared. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because last time when I disconnected the battery, you need to give the steering wheel a calibration. So basically just turn it all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. There we go. And then put it back to the central position. That's the way that BMWs calibrate their wheels. So as a bit of a bonus, I've also installed a full Alcantara trim to match the steering wheel. If you have a look, steering wheel is here. It's got the full Alcantara with some multicolored stitching. And then I've got this center panel here, which is also Alcantara with the stitching on it as well. And then here around these buttons, once again Alcantara. And then the final bit is all the door handles also have this Alcantara trim there on the passenger side and also on the back seats. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm really happy with both the steering wheel and the Alcantara. Thankfully we didn't get any fault codes when we started the car. I am going to take it for a drive in a moment just to get a feel for the wheel and also to just make sure that everything's working as it should. Okay, so I'm driving with the new wheel. At the moment there's no warning lights, no nothing. It feels really smooth, really sturdy. All of the buttons, so volume, phone call and the cruise control is working as it should. There's no more silver trim, which looks really good, especially this gloss black. Just everything looks really nice together over here next to the buttons, and the door handles really smooth, really nice. Yeah, so like I said, I've got the links in the description if anybody's interested in fitting these on their car. But it was quite fiddly with the steering wheel, especially getting the airbag off. But once you do that, it really is worth it. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope it was useful, and I hope that you're going to be happy with your new steering wheels. Peace.